Hi everyone, it's Kim here. I thought that I would use my beautiful crown tonight to do my video as a little um, object rather than looking at my face because believe me, I've no makeup on. So I thought just let's look at the crown, might be a better idea. This crown I won last year at Miss Bikini Body. It was a beauty pageant in Northern Ireland and I did not want to enter the competition, but my daughter, who's aged 20 and size like 8, which in Northern Ireland, that's slim. I am not size 8 and nowhere near it, if you know what I mean. And I am not age 20 and nowhere near it, if you know what I mean. But she said to me, Mummy, please, please. And I says, Becky, my body shape does not suit a bikini. She says, but Mum, you can wear a black bathing costume with silver high heels. You'll be beautiful. Mummy, you're beautiful. You should enter. And I said, seriously, love, seriously. She says, look, why don't you apply? All they can do is say yay or nay. Well, I got through to the final of Miss Bikini Body and won it. Well, talk about shock and surprise. And it really hit me, beauty is not all about the face and the body. Because if it was all about that, there was much prettier girls in the competition. They were all like sort of in their 20s, skinny, skinny, gorgeous girls. Like, and I mean gorgeous. I was so shocked when I won that competition. And it's just wonderful. It had really, really changed my life. And because I won the competition, now I'm going on to judge, next year's competition as a judge. And I'm thinking, God has really, really given me this beautiful crown, which really, really means so much to me because no one can take it away from me. And it really did give me a boost of confidence that I really needed on my healing journey during this last 4 years. It's just really, really wonderful. So I want to say the title of my little talk tonight, and if you like it, by the way, please share and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Please leave me a little comment. Keep in touch. Beauty for Ashes, the great exchange. Because tonight we're going to be exchanging some ashes for some beauty. Beauty in the Bible. Well, let's see. Beauty describes the characteristic of someone. Okay, this is like a dictionary definition. It is the opposite of ugly. Well, you can't deny that. It is to describe desirability, pleasant features, beauty, traits, and qualities of an individual. Whereas you ugly is unpleasant or repulsive. It's displeasing, disagreeable, threatening, and unattractive. I don't know if you can think anyone that falls into that category, but we're going to talk about this, so keep tuned in. Someone can be beautiful. Do you ever know someone who's gorgeous looking? Absolutely stunningly gorgeous looks, figure to die for, but they've just got an ugly heart. They've just got a horrible personality and a real nasty character. That's not beauty. No. Here's how God describes beauty. It's not about on the outside. It is all about the inside. The unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit. This is of great worth in God's sight. Charm is deceitful. Know anybody that's charming? Mr. Charming. False words of flattery. Waffle, waffle, waffle. Or vain beauty. That is not attractive or hold value in any way in God's eyes. But the woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. And 1 Peter 3 says that beauty should not come from outward adornment, braiding of hair, fancy clothes, but it's all about the inner self. That beauty within. We are made in the image of God. We are wonderfully made, fearfully made. God does not make junk, let me tell you. He makes masterpieces. Some of us haven't caught that on yet because we're so busy saying about how we look this and how we look that and how we wish we had this different and how we wish. Do you know, God doesn't look at all of that. He looks at you and thinks, she's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Here is a beauty tip I want you to try. Each morning, I want you to look in the mirror and say these words for 30 days. I am beautiful. Now you're thinking, maybe, I don't think I could do that. I am beautiful. I am beautiful. Especially if you don't believe it. I am beautiful into the mirror is a very hard thing to do. But even if you can't look in the mirror, even if you just say it out, I am beautiful, I am beautiful. Because as I said on the previous videos, whatever you speak, eventually you will believe. Well, you know, I know I said if you speak out that you're a car, you're a car, you're a car, you're a car, you'll never actually be a car. But I'm talking about character here because if you are saying the words, I am beautiful, because it's actually the truth. See, it's not true that you're a car, but it is true that you're beautiful. Because if God says you're fearfully and wonderfully made, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and the last day He created, and He said, it is good. When God created you, He said, it is good. Many of you believe the lies of the enemy, that you're not beautiful, that you in fact are your own worst critic by the things you say about yourself. You undervalue who you are, you don't realise your worth or your value. It's like if someone scrunched up, say like a £20 note or $20 or whatever, and threw it on the ground. Say it was a child and they threw it on the ground because, you know, they haven't cottoned on to the value of that $20 or that 20 sterling. So they just throw it on the ground and go on to play with their little bricks and toys. They haven't realised the worth of that piece of paper. And you know, it's a bit like narcissists. They don't realise your worth, or sometimes they realise you are a great person, you have great value, but still they're willing to discard you like they're nothing, like you're nothing. It's because they're jealous and pathologically envious of everyone, especially people of value. But they will just scrunch you up and throw you down the ground like you're worth nothing. Well, let me tell you, you pick that $20 up, you pick that 20 cash up. Does it stop being $20 or 20 sterling just because it's been scrunched up or thrown on the ground or even ripped a bit? No. You have value. You have value. They see your beauty. They know your worth. They see where you're positive, they're negative. This is the exchange that they want. They want to extract your positive energy, extract all your positivity and all your great ideas and all your life's worth living, because they're not feeling that, because they've got all that negativity and all that ugly character and all the negative way of thinking. So they want to suck like human vampires all that good energy out of you and leave you like an empty shell, sitting there on the top of a big pile of stuff that is just burned. It's just like how it must feel if your house burns to the ground. You're left with just nothing but ashes. Sadly, a narcissist is a very empty person with no ability to be truly compassionate. They fake empathy and genuine character. This is the false person that they have created a very long time ago, even far back as in childhood. In their relationships or situationships, you can feel something is so wrong, but you don't know what it is. You can't put your finger on it, but your inner tuition intuition is telling you something is really, really wrong. You know, like those red flags. Oh, that's a bit weird. But then what you do is you make excuses. You make excuses for them of maybe they're having a bad day today. Um, Even though you know their words and actions are ugly, they go all right for a little while. They give you a few wee breadcrumbs of love and affection, and then they're back to their ugly character again. And sometimes you overlook these things and it comes back again, and then it's just like what is known as a cycle of violence, just a cycle of abuse. It just keeps going round. Oh, it's just exhausting. It can leave you feeling like you are just like a pile of ashes on the ground. They look so very important. Looks are so very important to the narcissist. I guess, you know, sometimes I wish if they put the same effort into their relationships or their character, you know, that would actually be time well spent. But most in their eyes think, well, they're not the problem. You know, you need to go and see about your mental health. Something badly wrong with you. There's never anything wrong with them because they don't take the responsibility. How could there be anything wrong with them? They're perfect. Everything is perfect. Nothing wrong with them. It's all your fault. The fake character is so perfectly set at default that they are much higher level of humanity than other mere humans, or so they think. Their idea of how people exist to serve them, whew, that's just such a grandiose idea. You know, let's just use people. What can you do for me? Nothing. Well, we'll not bother with you then. What can you do for me? Oh, you can clean the house. Oh, good. I was just listening to a girl the other day. She said that she got this email from her former partner, and he had asked her, they'd separated and he'd got this new house. He actually had the audacity to text her or email her and say, ask her, would she mind coming around and clean the house because she was such a great cleaner. How about no? Anyway, ugly character, no willingness to change. Yeah, it would leave you feeling depleted of everything, sucked completely of your energy, till you're left simply a shell of a person, like a heap on the ground. They don't like giving you closure because of a possible desire of wanting to hoover you at a later date. And believe me, a later date could mean as much as 20 years later or more. And by the way, they never change. And I know God can change anyone. There can be a Damascus Road thing happen, and we just pray that that would happen, that they would come to some kind of enlightenment to realise that they really need to change. That it could be, for an example, actually they have faults and they have things that they really need to change in their lives. But if they realise that you're onto them, right, you're onto who they are, you've cottoned on to the lies and the deceit, and you're thinking, hold on, this is like a square peg going into a round hole. You know, their character doesn't add up to, you know, many of these people are like pastors and, and people who are Christians, and you think like the way they speak outdoors is not like the way they speak indoors, and the way they have portray this character is not really the way they're portraying. It's not the way they live and portray their character at home. And they will move very quickly on to a new supply. Do you know why? Narcissists cannot be on their own. End of. Do not like being on their own, because if they're on their own, they've time to think about what they're really like. Too much time to think about their true selves. Nobody wants that. They will leave you questioning yourself, trying to make you think that somehow it's all your fault. You know, this is your fault. That this is you're taking our family down this road. As long as you know that, this relationship has failed because of you. If you hadn't have done this, then I wouldn't have to have done that. You know, can you not see where you're going wrong? Oh yeah. In fact, suddenly you will be the one that's doing all the things that you said that they were doing, all of a sudden they're telling people you're doing that, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, I mean, this can often leave people feeling completely a shell of themselves. It's exhausting for people. I speak to women all over the place and they're exhausted from it. It can often be completely outrageous and ridiculous things that they say. And of course, sometimes it's the lack of things that they say too, you know. Their competitiveness and dirty fighters. Well, this will leave you like burnt out ashes on the ground. However, love that word because it changes everything. You know, regardless of where you are in your relationship and where you are in your healing journey, maybe you're still with that narcissist at the moment, but you're seriously considering, you're looking at all these YouTube videos and you're realizing, hold on here, this person seems to be ticking a lot of these boxes. Can be a co-worker, can be a family member, a boss or a friend or whatever. But see, while you still remain in that relationship with the narcissistic person, you will never heal. That's the bottom line. And you will never feel valued. You will never feel that what you have to offer or say is of any kind of value. They may pretend to be supportive, but you know that they will sabotage anything good that you have or do. And finally, you will realise that all your sparkle somehow has gone and your desire for life has really been burnt up like ashes. Everything that you had such like high expectations for, all gone. Flushed down the tubes, all those hopes and dreams, and then once you do leave, really you find yourself you're starting from scratch. And many of these people do so much for you, which means that you're really quite codependent on them. So it's a big step to actually move away and start afresh on your own, start from scratch, because you've got all this messed up feelings going on in your head. You probably still love the person and you're thinking, why could they just not be decent? Why did they lie to me? Why did they cheat? Why did they steal money off me? Why are they withholding the children from me? Why are they making it out that I'm a really bad person? What, and all these questions and it's really confusing for a lot of people. But ask yourself this question: what did I lose? Okay, yes, you did lose a dream, but it was your dream. So, you can create a dream again. But what did you lose? That's so wonderful about this relationship. Well, you lost a person who lied from you, who stole, who secretly planned little schemes and plans behind your back. I spoke to a girl one time. He actually was poisoning her. These people will stop at nothing. The things that they do. You lost someone who put you down, tried to sabotage your very life and everything that you created. Let me tell you, you are not the loser here. They lost. Because the minute you walked out that door, they lost. And even if they discarded you, it doesn't really matter, because whenever they realise that the grass isn't actually greener on the other side, that they lost this really amazing person. But you see, if you were no longer being that source of supply that they needed to use, and you were on to them, that's not really as good a supply as what they really need. So maybe they had to discard you, because they didn't love you for who you are. They love you for what you did. So if you stop admiring them because you realise they're liars, if you stop loving them, as it were, and giving them so much time and attention because you realise that they sabotaged, your something in your work, or they they made a situation really difficult for you, or they didn't show up and they're just not being really genuinely supportive, you know, that's not good fuel, not a good source of supply anymore. So they will maybe feel a need that they have to discard you and get somebody new, who, by the way, they will have been grooming for a long time, sussing people out. I wonder would they be a good supply? Yeah. But then whenever they realise, hold on, this supply isn't as good as what I thought, the grass isn't really greener, because they will search for you and someone else, but they will never find you. They will never find you. They will look, but they will never find you. You were rescued. You put your own air mask on first. You escaped. You believe in your own self-truth, your self-worth. You listened to your inner intuition. You walked away, and you ended that game. Because the game is unwinnable. You'll never beat a narcissist. The only way you can beat a narcissist is by walking away. Cut your losses. Stand in your truth. Rise up. Walk away from those ashes. Yeah, that former life was not serving you very well in any shape or form. No, you're not going to make do anymore. You're not accepting the breadcrumbs, as it were, of so-called affection that they throw at you every now and again when they realise that they have to make an effort. You rose up from those ashes, just like Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego in the Bible, when they were put through the fire. You know, sometimes God sends hot oven experiences and He allows us to go through the fire. But God is always with us in the fire. He's promised He'll never leave us. He'll never deceive us. No, but He'll never leave us, and He'll never forsake us. When you walk away, yes, it's hard. Yes, it's tough. Yes, it's a long time of healing. Yes, it's a time of adjustment. Yes, you're starting from scratch. But you walked away. Just like Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego, they walked away without even the smell of smoke on their clothes. These guys should not have walked out of that. But our God is able. Our God is able to heal your heart to such an extent that you can walk away from the ashes and not even smell of smoke eventually. You're a valuable person. You've worth. You know what I would just say? Straighten that crown. Straighten your crown, girls. And maybe you don't have an actual crown. Maybe you go to Claire's and buy one. Or enter Miss Bikini Body and win one, like the one here. But you know something? Straighten that crown. We have all heard that. Because sometimes our crown can get a bit off-centered. And we forget who we really are. We really need to remember who we are, our value, our worth. You are beautiful. You do deserve the best. Do not take second best or third best. You're a wonderful, amazing person. Never forget it. This is beauty for ashes. A crown of righteousness on your head. And I can't wait actually to get to heaven and get a beautiful crown. And I just really hope I make it through and see Jesus' face one day. And He will hopefully say these words, well done. Well done for being faithful. And that's really, I suppose, what I live for. And I just want to see people set free from just life that has been really tough. And I live my life now to reach out to people who are broken and hurt, and to encourage people as well. So that's my video today, Beauty for Ashes. Please do share the video with someone who you feel could do with this encouragement, someone who needs to hear this. Please like and subscribe, and do please leave me a comment. I read every comment and I love to hear your comments and I will reply. And I just wish you a wonderful day. God bless you.